Hey everyone, SRG here. Welcome to a guide to those fucking career quest finals that no one seems to know how to clear. This guide will only be about the finals, so if you're struggling with any level before that, tough luck, I guess. I don't know if I will do a guide for the other stages. If you like written guides more, I will have the script for this video down in the description. Anyways, let's just start with the TDOL final exam. Objective: rescue all T-Dogs. You will need 2 fighting echelons and 1 dummy echelon. I recommend using 1 AR-SMG as a north echelon, and either a handgun rifle or a grenade AR-SMG echelon as a south echelon. So the first thing you should do is deploy the dummy echelon at your HQ, and your south echelon at the helipad. Then you just run your south echelon to M9, rescuing her. I personally like avoiding the enemies just to save ammo, but if your echelon is strong enough, then you can kill them too. After you've rescued her, just end the turn. Now that this death stack right here has moved, we can move freely to this helipad right there. And kill the guard in the process if you're unlucky. That's why we brought in a echelon and not a dummy echelon. After you've done that, the north echelon will come into play. Just deploy it at your helipad and move it all the way north. Then swap with SAA and go to the temporary heliport. Now you want your south echelon to switch positions with Python, since this death stack right there may come in your way and be aggro towards you. And with your north echelon, you want to go to SAA, switch with her, rescue, go back to the heliport and extract her. Then you have to walk towards 1911. Make sure that you kill all of the enemies that could endanger your helipad in the next couple of rounds. So I'm gonna move like this. Once you're here, just switch with her, rescue her, and walk as far back to the helipad as possible. Now you just finish walking towards the helipad. Then you extract 1911, switch with Python, extract M9, switch with Python again, rescue Python, and extract her. And that's it. Welcome to RNG land, the equipment exam. Objective: kill every enemy. For this level, you will need 3 knight echelons and 1 dummy echelon. Deploy the first echelon at the center helipad and move one node south, and then just deploy the second echelon. I forgot to say this during the recording, but if there are less than 4 enemies around the center helipad, then you should restart the run, or you can come up with your own strategy. And this is where the RNG already starts. With those 2 echelons, kill all of the enemies that you can see around. If you can, try to end the turn with your echelons being on the north helipad and next to the west radar. You can safely ignore the east radar since there won't be any more enemies there. Deploy your third echelon on the south helipad and the dummy echelon back in the center. With all of the 3 echelons, try to now occupy every radar that's around the heliports that you can capture quite easily. Also, make sure that the radar nodes can't be surround capped by the enemy next turn. If you have done that, then you should have a pretty easy time locating all of the enemies. Keep in mind that on the outer edge of the map there are units on patrol, so you should check most, if not all, of the nodes up there. Also, in my test runs, there were no enemies on the east side. Now, of course, since I am apparently not able to do test runs, there should be an enemy somewhere around there. Yep, there it is. Of course. Yeah, you just have to go near them because they will aggro towards you, so don't worry if you can get next to them immediately. Also, you still have 2 turns left at this point, so you can just end the turn next to them and they'll come right at you. Sorry that I can't properly guide this map since it's pretty RNG. With that being done, let's move on to the next one, the ferry exam. Objective: kill all 3 specific scouts. This map, in my opinion, is both the hardest and the best exam out of all of them, since it requires you to find out where the mission objectives spawn. Lucky for you, you don't have to do that. They spawn in those 3 locations here. For this one, you will need 2 dummy echelons and 2 fighting echelons. One of the dummy echelons has to be a handgun, while the other one doesn't matter all that much. As for the fighting echelons, you should have something that can deal with armor. You can use the echelons that I have, or someone with a Molotov like Vector. Alternatively, if you have a rifle that can deal AoE damage like, say, 4-Shiki, KSVK mod or Type 88, then you should use them. Firstly, you want to deploy a weaker echelon at the HQ and one of the dummies at the helipad. Then you move the dummy to one side of the helipad and deploy a second dummy. And move them to the other side. Then you want to deploy your main echelon up there and resupply and end the turn. Now move your north echelons 2 nodes south. Remember, if that's the mission objective right there that you're killing right now. And this is where the map gets a little complicated. Look at the X shape in the middle right there. If the helipad on the northwest side of the X and a second node in the area of the X is captured by an enemy, like there is here, then the mission objective is not the enemy on the helipad, but the other one in the X. Right there in my case. If only the helipad is captured, then that's where the mission objective is. If you've just killed a mission objective with this echelon up there, and the other mission objective is on the right side of the X, then you should take the east path towards this node right there. If not, or you have no idea what I just said, then just take the west path. I'm gonna take the east path, since there's no reason why I should go west. Keep an eye out on where the mission objective is and then end your turn. If one of your dummies gets attacked, then no big deal, just retreat them. Now go to where you think the mission objective is and kill it. If you're running out of ammunition like I am, just go towards any one of these helipads and end the turn prematurely, just so you don't get in a fight without having any ammunition whatsoever. Now the mission objective in turn 3 can be anywhere in this area right there, but it doesn't really matter for me since I have to resupply anyways. So I'm gonna end the turn here and speculate that the mission objective that we have to kill just walked a little further. Now I of course got super lucky since the mission objective just walked straight towards me, so I'm just gonna go ahead and kill it. And be aware of the Hydra that was just up there. You do not want to get into a fight with it. If you didn't have as much luck as I did, then just go around searching for the last mission objective. You should have more than enough turns to make it. Once you have killed the last one, you have cleared the stage. Congrats. Next up, Cheeseland, the HOC Final exam. Objective, occupy enemy HQ. You will only need 3 dummy echelons. Just deploy all of your dummy echelons and start the operation. After that, With the dummy echelon on your command post, just move down to this heliport right there and end the turn. And now there should be a free way down to the HQ. And if not, then just restart the run.
Mission success.
Lastly, RNG2 Electric Boogaloo, the Coalition Final Exam. Objective: occupy all helipads. The best chance at beating this stage I have found is with 2 or more fighting echelons, and just making up dummy echelons if you need them. One of the echelons needs to have Scarecrow with the Phantom Stance chip, and the other one needs to have Agent with her skill 2 leveled all the way to 10. Deploy Scarecrow on your HQ and Agent at the helipad. With Scarecrow, you want to move to the southwest helipad on the shortest way possible, taking the Swap Dragoon with you while you're at it. And now with Agent, you just go ahead and parachute her to the northwest helipad. Let the RNG begin. If this Nemium right there walks towards either Agent or Scarecrow, then just go ahead and kill it and redeploy the echelons later. Don't worry too much about it though, since you have to retreat and redeploy the echelons later anyways. Now just retreat Scarecrow and deploy her back at the helipad right there. Resupply her and move her to the east helipad right there. If there is an enemy right there, then you do not want to go onto the helipad, you just want to go as far until you kill this enemy. And after that, you want to deploy the Shadow Dummy onto the helipad and swap the Shadow Dummy with Scarecrow. So now that it's dead, deploy the Shadow Dummy and swap. If the enemy did not walk right there but right there, then you simply just move Scarecrow onto the helipad. After that, retreat Agent, deploy her back at the command post, and if there is an enemy around the command post that could endanger you the next round, then you simply go towards it and kill it. Otherwise, parachute it up to the north heliport. If there are 2 enemies surrounding that helipad, then just go and kill one of them. However, if there is both an enemy next to your HQ and 2 enemies around the north helipad, then you can either gamble on the chance that the enemy won't capture your HQ, or you have to pray to the RNG gods and come up with your own strategy. Since I still have 1 AP left, I am going to deploy a dummy echelon at the HQ. Back to Scarecrow. If the east helipad is about to be surround capped by this Manticore, then move Scarecrow south and deploy the Shadow Dummy at the original position of the death stack. If there is an enemy on the original position, then you want to move Scarecrow 2 nodes onto the position, kill that enemy, deploy the Shadow Dummy right there, back where you just were with Scarecrow, and swap them. After you have done that, take care of the rest of the things on the map, and in the next turn, retreat Scarecrow. Since the heliport is not about to be surround capped in my case, I can just retreat Scarecrow. From here on out, it's a little too complicated to guide, so the only thing that I can say is that those 2 closed helipads also count towards the helipads that you need to capture. For me, the rest of the map is kind of easy. Just deploy a dummy echelon, move her right there, and move the other dummy echelon to the south, close teleport, and end the turn. And that was it.